welcome to Donald Mackerel Gaming with me, CeX Man, the most evil creation on the planet. This is a Halloween special. It's a month of Halloween specials, and all the pickup videos this week are going to be done by definitely not Donald Mackerel, definitely a sinister character called CeX Man. So the theme for this month is that it's all going to be spooky stuff. It's all going to be creepy stuff. Whether it's creepy to you, I don't know. It's definitely creepy to Donald Mackerel. So not only am I going to be doing solely creepy pickups, but I'm also going to be doing creepy playthroughs. So all the horror videos that people have been suggesting, I'm finally going to be doing. I might be doing some live footage of me playing them. I don't know. It depends on if I actually find them scary or not, because if Donald finds them scary or not, because quite a few that he has played so far, he thought they were quite pants. Anyway, today we're going to try and keep the pickup videos short, because there's so much of them to get through. We've got, I think there's 8 pickup videos to get through this month, and they're definitely not all being filmed on the same day, because this hat is so bloody hot. Right, we're going to do PS1 spooky pickup. I can't breathe. PS1 spooky pickups this month. And the first one, let's see if I can get it in my field of view. Right, the first one, I know what it is now. The first one, game that I never actually, when I first had the original PlayStation, never owned it. I owned it on the Sega Saturn. And of course, I've downloaded it on collections and whatnot since, and picked it up from the PlayStation Store and whatnot, but I never had it on the original PlayStation because I was a late adopter of the PlayStation. As many people know, thanks to my financial background of why I couldn't get a PlayStation when it first came out. This was definitely one of the reasons why people wanted a PlayStation, though. I remember Donald remembers his friend. This is so confusing. Donald remembers his friend coming around his house and bringing this game, and it was the reason why he had to get it for his Sega Saturn. Oh, let's just break the facade. So my first pickup for this episode, this PS1 episode, is the wonderful Resident Evil. It's the normal version. Well, I think it is. Yeah, it is. It's the normal version of Resident Evil. The case, as you can see, is quite tatty. It's quite mashed up. It says $17.99 on the side there. I didn't pay that. I paid 10 quid for this. Lovely. Vinted is all right sometimes. It was a lovely Vinted purchase. So I don't know what that is with fees and postage and everything, but it's not going to be that much. But yeah, Resident Evil is the basic one. You know, obviously they did, I forget what it's called. Is it the director's cut that had all the bits that PlayStation deemed were too nasty for our audiences, and then they went, oh, actually pay a little bit extra and you're allowed it now. So yeah, there's that. Again, had it on the Sega Saturn. Never completed it, to be honest. Never completed. Got to the bit with the hunters. And as people may know, I'm not too good with creepy stuff. So I got to the bit with the hunters and I went, sod this. Turned it off. Yeah, hopefully I can give that a bit of a whiz through on the PlayStation at a later date. And while we're on the point of that one that I did finish and I did have on the original PlayStation was Resident Evil 2. So I love the cover for this one as well. The cover itself, I don't know if that's meant to be a zombie or something. It looks nothing like a zombie, but it used to scare the hell out of me as a kid. I only ever did the first playthrough. I never did the second playthrough, but I did complete the game once. That was enough for me. And I say I know there is more. I know is it Hulk or Hunk? Hunk, isn't it his name? Hunk. I've never done anything to do with that. I don't know if that's on this one. I do know that Hunk on future PS2s you can do a playthrough as. I think it is on this one. I think there's a character called Tofu as well, if I remember quite rightly. Again, probably wrong. Let me know in the comments if I'm not. If I am, rather. Yeah, Resident Evil 2. Really, really happy to pick that up. Can't remember what it cost me. I think it was about just under 20 quid. I think this was about £18, something like that. And I don't know if it's worth that. I just wanted it. I wanted it for the collection. So, yeah, got that one. Next pickup. Let's just keep the ball rolling. I think everybody's already guessed what it's going to be. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Never played this. I remember me mate Danny Beach playing it when I was a little kid. I never even got to see it. He just told me how, he was like, oh my god, it's so amazing. It's nothing like Resident Evil 2. It's like fast paced and scary, and you can't stop and blah blah blah. Whereas with Resident Evil 2, I was a plodder. I've never been a speed runner in my life. I thought apparently this one you have to just keep going. You have to keep ploughing. You never know when Nemesis is going to show up and obliterate you. That one's probably going to scare the life out of me. My missus has completed the newer versions of Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3, so perhaps she might be playing this one before me. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis for the PS1. Next game, get it in my peripheral. This looks so weird. Oh god, yeah, right, so I know what this is. Currently, after the second game, can't find the second game at a reasonable amount anywhere. I should say that Resident Evil 3 cost me, again, about 10 quid. This is another one, but this one was slightly more expensive. This one cost me 15. It's Dino Crisis. So, Resident Evil with dinosaurs, that everybody knows. I'm sure the only reason why I remember the main character from this, I think she's called Regina. And it's because, as a kid, I used to call her Vagina. So, yeah, Dino Crisis is Resident Evil with dinosaurs, just pretty much going around. It seemed like, you know, your fixed camera angles and going around hunting loads of blooming dinosaurs. Resident Evil, Dino Crisis 2, I far preferred. Like, again, I did complete this. I did finish it as a youth. Didn't really scare me that much, I'll be honest with you. Dino Crisis 2 was just non-stop, like, bang, 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 you had to keep going. So perhaps I might like Nemesis. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I do remember having that. I really want number 2 though. I think I picked up number 3. I think it was on the original Xbox. It really wasn't very good. I got rid of that one, and from what I understand, it's now worth quite a bit of cash. So I wish I hadn't. Anyway, yeah, Dino Crisis. Next game. Oh my god! Right. So I've never heard of this. Never heard of this at all. Apparently, it's a horror game. I don't know. It looks blooming terrible. Like I've looked at a little bit of it on YouTube, and every single time it looks blooming god awful. It is called Overblood. Yeah, never heard of it. What's it called? Overblood, a 3D sci-fi adventure. So straight away, just that little subheading makes me go, wow, this is going to be bad. Don't know anything about it. Apparently, again, is very Resident Evil-esque. It must have been an early game for the PlayStation. It's got one of those, I don't know if you can see the case, it's like quite weird. It doesn't have the PlayStation writing on. And it's not sort of like these are fake aftermarket cases, because everything fits them perfectly. You can't get the inlays and everything to fit a normal PlayStation case. I think these were the first cases that came out, like in PAL regions. Yeah, again, I'm not a fan of the PS1 cases, so I don't really care what they come in, as long as they're not smashed and obliterated. This one looks lovely. Looking at the back, the game looks terrible. 1997, so yeah, would have been an early-ish game on the PlayStation 1. But yeah, it looks so bad. If anybody has played this, let me know. Let me know if it's worth playing, whether it's worth keeping. Should I sell it? I don't know. Overblood. All right, again, trying to shift through these fairly quickly. Nothing to do with this mask being impossible to breathe in. Oh my god. Right. Oh, so this one, again, another game I had on the Sega Saturn, and solely because my mate had it on the PS1. I was like, all right, I've got to get that. It was all right on the Saturn. It's pretty much the same quality as what it is on the PS1. But I know it was, again, a big reason why people got PS. It's almost like they didn't acknowledge that these games existed on the Saturn. Like, oh yeah, well, I've got a PlayStation because of this. Yeah, it's available on the Saturn too, mate. It is Alien Trilogy, which I loved. I loved as a kid. Doom with aliens, basically. I used to have an Alien WAD, I think it was called WAD, for Doom 2 back on the PC, and that was quite cool to play, but this was just like an actual game of it. And I remember the Atari Jaguar came out with Alien vs Predator, and everybody was like, wow, that looks so cool. When this came out, nobody wanted that anymore. This was all you needed. Alien Trilogy. So as the name suggests, the first three, the big three, so Alien, Aliens and Alien 3, all of them bundled into one sort of amalgamation of a story, dumped into a computer game. I quite enjoyed it. I really thought it was a good game. I don't know whether it's worth going back to now, because again, the original PlayStation, you haven't got the analog controls, it's just the D-pad, and I don't know whether it'd be worth playing, but maybe I'll stick it in. But I bought that mainly for nostalgia, yeah, and to look nice on my case. I do like my Alien stuff. A bit grumped that I got the Platinum version. I'd have preferred the normal version. But with that in mind, and talking about analog controls, again, you're already guessing what this is. It's Alien Resurrection for the PS1. That's my next pickup. Don't know what these were, by the way. I think this one was quite expensive. I think this one cost me, Like, it was in a bundle for 40 quid, and all the rest of the games were pants. So I think the seller knew that they'd get money just off the back of this. It was off eBay. I think Alien Trilogy, I think that was only like about maybe a £5, £10, something around that sort of region. But yeah, this, I've never played it. I've seen it on a lot of lists, a lot of people's lists, where they say it pretty much invented the modern control system for first-person shooters, the dual analog. And I think at the time, I can't remember who it was, but some big games reviewing company said it was ridiculous, it'd never catch on, and they gave it an awful score because of that. I have also been told that this is bloody hard. Apparently it's a really, really hard game to play. Almost as hard as doing a pickups video with a plastic bag strapped to your head. But yeah, should be fun. I'll give it a go. I'm probably not going to do very well at it because people know what I'm like with first-person shooters. But yeah, Alien Resurrection, really, really chuffed to have that. Again, solely just to have it in the collection. Even if I don't enjoy playing it, I'm going to enjoy just having it. I'm going to insert this in somewhere. I couldn't see it. Copy of Kudelka. Literally, I couldn't see it. It was on my lap. I'm like, where the hell is it? But yeah, Kudelka RPG, based in Wales, of all things, as well. A Welsh RPG. I remember when it first came out, I enjoyed it, but I found it quite frustrating. Couldn't complete it, but I just wanted it again, so I shelled it. I think that one was 50 quid. I know, me spending 50 quid. But yeah, 50 quid for a copy of Kudelka. Quite happy to have that. And quite happy to put it in the collection. Let's splice this in to the previous video somehow. Right, the last game. Let's have one more look. Yeah, it is. The last game. I've only got one eye hole. Why didn't I cut 2 eye holes and like just push it close to my head so at least I've got peripheral vision? The last game. I had the first game as on an emulator. Played it. I was like, oh, this is a bit like Resident Evil. Realised that you couldn't pick that game up in PAL regions. I think it was only Japan and North America. We didn't have the first in the series. Weirdly, they released the second one in Europe in PAL regions. So I don't know why they never went back and released the first one. It's not an RPG. It's not. I think it was like turn-based combat, but sort of almost Resident Evil-y as well. This one, again, slightly different from what I've been told. Never played this one, so this is going to be a completely unique experience for me. I've got a feeling I'm going to enjoy it because I did enjoy Parasite Eve 1, and I said it's not too dissimilar from it, but it is a complete shake-up of the system. So Parasite Eve 2, as I just said, Parasite Eve 1. Yeah, Parasite Eve 2 there. This one, interesting story trying to pick this up. I bought this off a chap on eBay. It was 60 quid because it is in mint condition. Absolutely everything is perfect. And I know, like Kev from Access Area 6 says he doesn't like using the M word. I do. If something's mint, I'll call it. And this is absolutely perfect. It's mint. So it was 60 quid, which I know I could pick up copies for about 45. I'd rather spend the extra 15 quid and get a perfect copy. So imagine my surprise when I opened up the parcel and instead of this, there was a copy of some 1970s racist comedy off the TV. It wasn't even the full thing either. It was the 7th disc in an 8-disc set. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, I was quite annoyed when I first got it. I thought I'd been scammed. Turned out, no, it was just the guy had like accidentally put the wrong thing on the wrong parcels. Luckily, really, really luckily, the other seller was annoyed that they didn't get their racist comedy. So they sent Parasite Eve 2, probably not knowing what it was worth, sent it back to the guy and he said, yeah, please do send me the disc back. I'll send you this back and I'll send you a couple of freebies. So one of the freebies was, looked at his collection, Overblood. One of the things was Overblood. So that's the only reason why that was in the collection. So technically that was free. Don't know. Yeah, so Parasite Eve 2, really looking forward to playing it. Oh, but the other free game, I can't, something Guardians, some like weird, it was almost like a point and click game. It will be in a future pickups video, it's just not spooky, so I couldn't put it in this one. But that is my spooky pickups, my spooky PlayStation 1 pickups for CeX Man. This is just because I couldn't be bothered to put any makeup on and dress up like a vampire or a zombie or something. Let me know. Which ones of those have you played? Haven't you played? Wish you had. And again, I've played Resident Evil 2. Never played Nemesis. Love Dino Crisis, but I prefer Dino Crisis 2. Never even heard of Overblood. Love Alien Trilogy. Never played Alien Resurrection. Always wanted to, even though I'm going to be bad at it. And always, it was like one of my little holy grails, something I wanted to have physically. Because again, I've got it on my little retro boss on my emulator, but I wanted a physical copy of Parasite Eve 2. So to get one in absolutely mint condition, I am over the moon with. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick break and then carry on recording some more videos. This has been CeX Man on Donald Mackerel Gaming. I'll see you all again soon. Cheers, everybody. Oh my God.